Hello, ladies. Oh boy, I do way too much vlog, but I sure do enjoy doing it. I'm still so. Um, but I was doing a vlog today. Oh, there is no perfect time, and I did this off of inspiration from another person's blog. Her name is her blog is called Tatiana in Fluff, and she is living over in Germany, expat, and her wife is there with her uh, partner and child. And she did something about being afraid, and it really inspired me to kind of think about my own fear regarding something. As you know, we're trying to conceive and hoping to conceive pretty soon here. Uh, but the thing that happened last week in Aurora, Colorado, at the Batman Dark Knight Rises premiere, just put a sense of fear in my heart. Last week, I was afraid, because I was thinking about going to the movies to see the movie, and all of a sudden I was afraid to go to the movie. And then I started thinking about bringing a child into this world, into this really evil world, um, sometimes very evil and very dysfunctional. And I was just thinking about that, I mean, I just thought, oh my goodness, do I really want to do that? Do we really want to do that? And I started thinking about the kind of perfect timing thing. Because everybody's always talking about, I'm waiting for the perfect time to do this. I'm waiting for the perfect time to get this job. I'm waiting for the perfect time to fall in love. I'm waiting for the perfect time to get married. I'm waiting for the perfect time to, have a baby. I'm waiting for the perfect time to move or whatever. And there really is never a perfect time to do anything. There's just now. And we had thought about having the baby and then made the decision to have the child. And it wasn't like we were sitting around and I was having my biological clock was ticking and everything, and I started freaking out, thinking it wasn't even like that. It wasn't like that. There wasn't any kind of urgency thing going on. It's just that we just decided one day that we thought that we'd like to have a baby, and we weren't having any kind of issues like that. It was a decision made because we wanted to have a baby and thought, and know actually that we're ready to do this and stuff. Even though it's not exactly a perfect time to do anything, we're still living in a two-bedroom flat and everything, so it's not the perfect situation to be in, and stuff. And and I'm still just working this part-time job and gonna be just not working at all, just working one day a week and all this stuff. So it's never really perfect, we're not stinking rich or anything like that, but we're fine and stuff. So there's never perfect. But then that happened. The thing in Aurora, Colorado happened. And I'm not trying to explain that. I'm not trying to make sense out of the senseless. That really was a senseless, evil act by an evil person. I was just thinking about my own fear, thinking about bringing a child into the world after that. And I was born in 1972, right during the Vietnam War, and a lot of upheaval in this country, a lot of upheaval regarding women's rights and civil rights. And I have my two older brothers who were born right in the civil rights era, during the time that John F. Kennedy was killed and Martin Luther King was killed, and the watch riots went on, and all this kind of upheaval in the country, And my younger brother was right at the end of the Vietnam War and stuff. So my mom birthed four children into the world during what was probably to her some of the most dangerous times in this country. And she still did it. And we all came out fine and everything turned out fine and we were okay. We were raised great, had a great mom and dad, and in 80, my dad passed. My dad passed away. He died, and my mom was a widow. And that was probably a really scary time for my mom. She has four children, three boys, and a little girl. that she now have to raise by herself and stuff, without our father. And so that was scary. And I thought about that, and I thought, to my mom, those were probably the most frightening times ever for her, in this country, and the things that were going on. But she still did what it was that she wanted to do. This world can be a really dangerous, evil, just merciless place. It can. It just can be and stuff. But there's also so much good and wonderful and beautiful things in this world. There's all our family with all the love and, all the support that we have and stuff. There are our friends, and stuff. And so there's all this good and wonderful in the world. And so what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just focus on what was bad about the world and live my life in total fear, and stuff? Or was I supposed to just, do what it was that I know that I desired to do, and stuff. And there's a lot of fear in all of this, Like I say, I'm a type 1 diabetic with high blood pressure. This is not perfect, but it's okay. We have what we need. We have the doctors that we need and the facilities, and everything is kind of working itself out. So, was I supposed to be afraid because one person did an evil thing, or was I supposed to live my life in the way that I chose to live it? What was I supposed to do? And really, after reading Tatiana's blog, it just came to me that yes, it doesn't matter, and that's an awful thing to happen. But that can't mean that the world is supposed to stop. It's not. On last Friday, my mom and I drove out to Leavenworth for like the third time this summer. I've been out to Leavenworth. I love that drive. It's beautiful. If you ever come to Seattle and want to drive somewhere really beautiful, take Highway 2 up to Leavenworth, Washington, and then try to go around the Blewett Pass and over. It is gorgeous. And as we were going through Blewett Pass and we came out and we were going to Ellensburg, Washington, we came upon this beautiful valley. Just the sun was shining over it, and down in the valley there were little farms and little houses and all these green and rolling trees. It was the most spectacular thing, and that happens quite a bit when I drive here in Washington. I see the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my life, which is hard to say, but every time I drive here, I do. I see the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was the most beautiful thing I'd seen in a long time. And I took in all that beauty, all that thing that God had created. And I took that in and thought, there is the good in this world. There is the beauty in this world. That it's not all scary. It's not all frightened. That there are good people doing good things. There are good things happening. There's beauty all around this world. And there's love all around this world. And yes, there's hate and there's strife and there's war. And it can be, a little off. And yes, it's sometimes hard to figure out how to, kind of make sense of senseless acts, because it's not like war. I think we understand war. I think we understand enemies going to battle. But this sort of thing that's random, the randomness of what happened is so we just don't understand that and stuff. And there are just random things that happen, and stuff. And it's, who knows why and who knows what purpose, who knows. But the purpose maybe for me personally, was that I was to figure out, or, I was to have, get enough faith to know that, yes, this is a hard, harsh world, but you are a wonderful, loving person. You have a wonderful, loving husband. You have a wonderful, loving family. So your child will be surrounded by love. And no, you can't protect them from everything that happens. But you can show them love. And you can show them tenderness. You can show them compassion. You can show them what it means to be merciful so they can be merciful to others. Everything's not ever going to make sense. It's just never. It's not everything is not for human beings to know. I've always felt that. Everything is for us to know. And even if we understood sometimes, we still wouldn't understand. But at this point, what I do realize is that, you know what? Even though something bad happened, and even though bad things happen here in Seattle and in my community and all around, there are bad things that happen. Because a random shooting happened here not too long ago. A gentleman just went into a coffee shop and just started shooting people and went all the way across town, tried to steal some woman's car and shot her in the head, and stuff, and then shot himself. And it was nobody really knew, and stuff. And so bad things happen, but there's good. And that's what I want to focus on. That's what I want to think about. There's the positive also. And that's what I want for myself and for my life. And that I can't live in fear. That I can't let something that someone else does keep me from doing what it is that I know is possible for myself, which is a wonderful, full, happy life with a family, with my husband, and with a possible child. So, I just want to thank her for that blog. And for me kind of thinking about, yeah, my own mother, who is probably going through kind of the same things while having us, and thinking about, things being dangerous, and things not exactly being the way that she would want them to be, in circumstances. But, we had a wonderful life. We had a wonderful mom. While my dad was here, we had a wonderful dad, and stuff. And all those things live on in legacy in us. My mom is here, and we're still having a wonderful life and loving family and lots of blessings. And so, it can be okay. It can be okay. We can be okay. We'll be okay, and stuff. And I want to stay positive about this thing, and just kind of say, that yeah, there is no perfect time, and the time is now to kind of get stuff done, and go ahead and live your life in a way that makes you happy and brings you joy, and and then that those things will go out and they'll come back in, and it'll just kind of be a reciprocal little circle there of joy and happiness and blessings and giving and all that good stuff. And you can live the life that you truly desire. And I just want to take this from last week. I went to my old home church, and I haven't been there a long time. It's kind of far from my house, so I don't get to go there. I'm looking for a new church. But my pastor said something really profound. He said, my expectation is to have miracles. My expectation is to be blessed. That's what I expect. My expectation is that my life is supposed to be blessed, and it's supposed to be good, and it's supposed to be abundant, and it's supposed to be full of love. And so my thought is, yes, that's my expectation, is that my life to be abundant and full and good. And I'm supposed to be blessed. And I'm supposed to have miracles and wonderful things happen in my life. That's what's supposed to happen. And so that's my expectation. This is from 1 John 4:18. Love casts out fear. That's what it does. Perfect love casts out fear. And so if you have a loving family and loving friends and love in your life, that could take away all the fear of what this world could possibly do, because love casts out fear. And so that was just kind of on my heart last night. and I twittered some stuff and said some things, and I wanted to say this. I put this out. This is the most wonderful time of my life. This is it. The thing is that 10 years from now, it'll probably be the most wonderful time of my life. And that's the wonderful expectation. This is the most wonderful time of my life. And in 10 years, that will be the most wonderful time of my life. And so I'm looking forward to all that's going to happen without fear or reservation. I'm looking forward to those things. And I hope you are too. I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.